Today we're going to read the last chapter from More Stories Julian Tells by Anne Cameron. This chapter is called A Curve in the River. This is something I learned in school. The whole body is mostly water. We think we're solid, but we're not. You can tell sometimes from your blood and tears and stuff that what you're like inside isn't what you're like outside, but usually you'd never know. Also, the whole earth is mostly water, 3/4 ocean. The continents are just little stopping places, and using water, streams and rivers and oceans, anybody could put a message in a bottle and send it all the way around the world. That was my secret project. I had a bottle with a cork. I had paper and a ballpoint pen. I wrote a message. Whoever finds this bottle, please write or call me and tell me where you found it. I put down my address and phone number. Then I corked the bottle and carried it down to the river. I threw the bottle as far out as I could. It splashed, bobbed up, and floated. I watched it go out of sight. I kept thinking about my secret project. Maybe my bottle was on the way to Hawaii. Maybe it was on the way to France. Maybe it was on the way to China. Maybe I would write letters to the person who found it and we would become friends. I would go visit the person where he or she lived. I could see myself in Rio de Janeiro dancing in the streets. I could see myself in India riding on an elephant. I could see myself in Africa taming wild lions. A week went by. I wondered how long I'd have to wait before I heard from the person who got my bottle. It might be months. Maybe my bottle would go to the North Pole and be found stuck in the ice by Eskimo hunters. Then I realized it might lie in the ice for years before it was found. Somebody might phone or write me, and I would even have forgotten about my bottle. I decided I should write a note to myself and hide it in my desk where I would find it when I grew up so I could remind myself about the bottle then. Dear old Julian, I wrote, remember the bottle you threw in the river? And then I put down the day and the year that I threw it in. I had just finished hiding this message in the back of my desk when the phone rang. It was Gloria. Julian, I have some news for you, she said. Oh, really? I said. Nothing could be important news that wasn't about my bottle. Julian, Gloria said, it's about your bottle with the message. I found it. She sounded happy. I wasn't. My bottle was supposed to travel around the world. Julian, Gloria said. I didn't answer. All that water to travel, all those countries to see, the whole world full of strangers, and where did my stupid bottle go? To Gloria's house? Julian, Gloria said, are you still there? I couldn't talk. I was too disgusted. I hung up. Gloria came looking for me. Tell her I'm not here, I said to Huey. Huey went to the door. Julian says he's not here, Huey said. Oh, Gloria said. She went away. In a couple of days, my father started noticing. I haven't seen Gloria lately, he said. I don't want to see her, I said. Why? My father said. Because. Then I decided to tell my father about the bottle and how Gloria found it. It didn't matter anymore to keep it a secret. The secret was over. That's too bad, my father said. But it's not Gloria's fault. She found the bottle, I said. She must be laughing at me for trying such a stupid idea. It's not a stupid idea, my father said. You just had bad luck. You know what your problem is? It's the curve in the river. Your bottle got stuck on that curve and it didn't have a chance. I felt a little better. I went to see Gloria. I wanted to give you your bottle back, Gloria said. Then she added, I thought it was a great idea sending a message in a bottle. Well, it's a good idea, but it's a no good idea because of the curve in the river. The bottle couldn't get around it, I explained. I guess it couldn't, Gloria said. Julian, my father said, I have to make a long trip in the truck Saturday. I have to pick up some car parts. I'm going to go past the big bridge and down the river. Would you like to ride along? I said I would. You know, my father said, there's something we could do. We could walk out on the bridge, and if you wanted, you could send a new message. Your bottle would have a good chance from there. It's past the curve in the river. I thought about it. I decided to do it, and I told my father. You know, he said, if you don't mind my advice, put something special about yourself in the bottle for the person who finds it. Why? I asked. It'll give the wind and water something special to carry. If you send something you care about, it might bring you luck. I was working on my new message, and then I thought about Huey and Gloria. I thought how they might want to send bottles too. It didn't seem so important anymore that I be the only one to do it, and that's what we did. We all got new bottles and put something special in each one. We each made a picture of ourselves for our bottle, and in his, Huey put his favorite joke. Where does a hamburger go on New Year's Eve? To a meatball. In hers, Gloria put instructions on doing a cartwheel. In mine, I wrote instructions for taking care of rabbits. We added our addresses and phone numbers and pushed in the corks tightly. We were ready for Saturday. The bridge was long and silver and sparkled in the sun. It was so big that it looked like giants must have made it, that human beings never could have, but human beings did. My father parked below the bridge. From here we have to walk, he said. We got out of the truck, which always smells a little bit of dust, but mostly of the raisins Dad keeps on the dashboard. We walked in the outside walker's lane to the middle of the river. Cars whizzed past. We each had our bottle in a backpack. The bridge swayed a little. We could feel it vibrate. My dad held Gloria and Huey's hands. I held Gloria's other hand. It's scary, but it's safe, my father said. We held onto the bridge railing and looked over the side. The green water slid under us very fast. For a minute, it seemed like the bridge was moving and the water was standing still. We unpacked our bottles. Don't just throw them over the side, my father said. Make some wishes. Sending messages around the world is a big thing to do. Anytime you do a big thing, it's good to make wishes. We did. I don't know what Huey or Gloria wished. I wished our bottles would sail along together. I wished they wouldn't get trapped in seaweed or ice or hit rocks. I wished we'd make new friends on the other side of the world. I wished we'd get to meet them someday. Ready? My father said. Together we threw our bottles over the side. They made a tiny splash. They looked very small, but we could see them starting toward the ocean. They were like Columbus's ships. I hoped they'd stay together a long, long time. The end.